The iPhone 15 is coming on September 12th, and warning! Do not watch this video if you want every detail spoiled before Apple's September 12th Wonderlust event, because after watching this video, you're going to know every single detail about the iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Pro, and what you need to know to make sure you can order one on day one without facing potential weeks of delays and supply chain mishaps, or something like that. Because apparently Apple's facing some production issues, which you might need to know about. So remember, you've been warned. Click off now, or click off? Is that what people say now? Just get out of here if you don't want to watch the video. Okay, cool, you're still here. Let's go through this. All right, so for this video, I am going over what to expect for the complete iPhone 15 lineup, including the exact models, the sizes, the prices, the release date, and even the exact colors for each model. I'm also going to tell you some things that you need to know about the switch over to the new USB-C port, and some camera details that you might have not really picked up on that may have you picking the more expensive iPhone over the less expensive one. So let's start with that model lineup. There's going to be 4 iPhones this year, kind of like last year, with the iPhone 15 coming with a 6.1-inch OLED display, and then the bigger iPhone 15 Plus, similar to the 14 Plus, coming with a 6.7-inch display. Both complete, though, with the dynamic island cutout from last year's iPhone 14 Pro. Now, it's still going to be made from the same materials, right? Aluminum and glass, although this time it's going to come in new pastel-looking colors, which include black, green, yellow, blue, and pink, and the colors you are seeing are renders from 9to5Mac, but apparently they have exact leaks of the exact color specifications here, so these might actually be extremely accurate. Now, both the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus are going to be getting some upgrades, with Apple putting in bigger batteries into the 15 series overall, and bringing over the A16 chip from last year's 14 Pro over to the 15, and also, most importantly, the new 48-megapixel camera system. Now, what intrigues me about this is the iPhone 15 is still just going to have 2 camera lenses with the wide-angle and the ultra-wide-angle lens. However, because it is bringing over the 48-megapixel camera system, it's going to get an important upgrade to the iPhone 15 series, because those models lacked a dedicated zoom lens. So with that 48-megapixel sensor, you are getting Apple's new 2x mode, which they brought over to the 14 Pro last year, and that is actually going to allow you to get a 2x zoomed photo by cropping in on that very detailed 48-megapixel sensor without necessarily having a dedicated zoom lens. So that is going to be a really nice upgrade for normal iPhone 15 users. Now, the iPhone 15 is also going to be switching over from the Lightning port to the USB-C port. This is the same port found on so many Android phones. It's found on the iPads now, your MacBook, and basically every other modern mobile electronic device. For some, USB-C is going to be a painless transition because of that, but for others though, especially if you have been using a lot of iPhones for the past 10 years and you racked up a ton of Lightning cables and special accessories, the switch over to USB-C could be a little annoying. So if you have a lot of Lightning cables and accessories and you're planning on upgrading to the iPhone 15 this year, just know that you might have to replace those current cables and accessories for brand new ones. Although Apple will be providing a color matching USB-C to USB-C cable in the box, so at least you'll start off with one. But I'm sure at this point you must have a USB-C cable lying around, right? And now the power bricks have the USB-C end in them, so hopefully it's not as painful of a transition as it was from 30-pin to Lightning for all the old people that remember that. Old people. Still sticking around, aren't you? As for pricing, the iPhone 15 is still going to come in at the same $799 starting price for 128 gigabytes of storage, with the bigger 6.7-inch iPhone 15 Plus being $100 more expensive at $899. Besides screen sizes, like last year, features on both models should be exactly the same, except, I guess, because the iPhone 15 Plus is bigger, it will have better battery life than the smaller model. So that's maybe a consideration you might want to make even if you weren't planning on buying the bigger size model. If your current iPhone just isn't living up to your standard of battery life, you might want to go for a big model this year, whether that's on the normal 15 series or whether that's on the Pro series. Now, while the iPhone 15 sounds like a modest upgrade, the iPhone 15 Pro will be a much bigger upgrade over the 14 Pro and sport numerous changes to the way the iPhone looks as well as how it functions. Like the regular iPhone 15, the iPhone 15 Pro is of course going to come in 2 sizes, a 6.1-inch size and a 6.7-inch size, just like last year for the Pro Max model. However, unlike last year, where the iPhone 14 Pro had stainless steel sides, the iPhone 15 Pro is moving over to a new titanium finish. So titanium is not only stronger than stainless steel, but lighter as well, which should give the iPhone 15 Pro a weight reduction compared to the 14 Pro models, and it will also feature a more matte finish that won't show fingerprints off as easily. In fact, it's easy to visualize this material change because the Apple Watch Ultra, it already uses titanium, so it's very easy to kind of picture how this siding will look on an iPhone 15 Pro. And like for the iPhone 15, we also have the exact color leaks for the 15 Pro, and I think you can even see the colors of the new models in Apple's Wonderlust event invite. So for these colors, you have space black, silver, a new dark blue color, and my favorite, a new titanium gray color, which looks like it kind of has a color similar to the raw color of the titanium finish. I think that's probably why we're getting that new gray color, is because Apple looked at the titanium color on the Apple Watch Ultra and went, this looks great. Let's just release it like this. Now, the iPhone 15 Pro won't just be getting a material change. Apparently, the bezels around the device will also be shrinking this year. And when the iPhone 15 Pro is released, it apparently will have the best screen-to-body ratio anywhere in the entire phone market. This is going to have the smallest bezels, even compared to Android phones on the market today. So that is pretty cool. The iPhone hasn't had that title for a long time. Now, the iPhone 15 Pro will also be getting an exclusive chip upgrade this year to the A17 chip, and I am personally excited about this. I know we say phones, they're so fast at this point, who cares? But this is going to be the first 3nm smartphone chip, which will give the Pro model a significant speed boost over the normal iPhone 15, and it will also be a more efficient chip, which could lead to better thermal management, meaning your phone won't get as hot when you're using it, and better battery life, especially if it's coupled together with physical bigger battery capacity, like it's rumored, which is going to be a really nice upgrade. These Pro models might have some serious battery life gains. Now, the iPhone 15 Pro will also be switching over to a USB-C port. But unlike the normal iPhone 15, the current rumors say that Apple is putting in a fast Thunderbolt-capable USB-C port into the 15 Pro, giving it data transfer rates up to 40 gigabits per second, which is even faster than the 5 and 10 gigabit per second USB-C ports you would find on most other devices. This will allow the iPhone 15 Pro to offload and transfer data at really, really fast speeds, which makes sense considering how large photo and video files are getting on the iPhones with 4K ProRes video and now full resolution ProRAW 48 megapixel photos. Apple needed to make this switch. They needed to make it faster. The current process is just too slow and painful using the current AirDrop system. Now, speaking of the camera, like every year, we can expect a nice upgrade to the iPhone 15 Pro camera system with not only better camera sensors, but also upgrades to the hardware of the lenses themselves. But what you really need to know this year on the camera front is if you're planning on buying the smaller iPhone 15 Pro, is that you may not be getting a better zoom lens. Apparently, Apple is sticking with a 3x zoom lens on the 6.1-inch size iPhone 15 Pro, while the iPhone 15 Pro Max will be getting an enhanced 6x periscoping zoom lens. And it's been a while since Apple gave the bigger size iPhone exclusive camera features, but apparently this year they are bringing that difference back. So if you really want the best camera possible or value having more zoom on your phone's camera, you may want to opt for the bigger Pro Max model. And the big surprise this year is that on that Pro Max model, because it's a periscoping zoom lens, it could actually be like a variable zoom. So it could go from like that 3x range to the 6x range and allowing you to zoom all the way through with an actual zoom rather than a digital zoom. I don't know if that's gonna be true, but that's kind of what the rumors are saying, and I think that'll be really cool. Another feature that could be exclusive to the Pro model this year is a new action button replacing the mute button. Now, this action button will work similarly to how it does on the Apple Watch Ultra, letting users map quick commands to it, like opening up a specific app with a press, or having it turn on things like a timer or maybe even your flashlight. And what I kind of want to use it for is to really quickly open the camera and then take a picture with it. Okay, now for the real important bit of information. You better be paying attention on this one if you're still... Wake up. Did you fall asleep during my video? That's very rude of you. Let's talk about the pricing for the iPhone 15 lineup. So unlike the normal 15 series, which is rumored to keep the same pricing, the iPhone 15 Pro is getting a price increase this year, probably due to the more expensive titanium material. So the iPhone 15 Pro is moving up $100 in price from $999 to $1,099, and the Pro Max is moving from $1,099 to, you guessed it, $1,199, thus making it the most expensive iPhone ever when you're looking at the base model pricing. However, both models are rumored to start at higher storage tiers of 256 gigabytes. But yeah, a price increase is never a welcome thing, but in truth, for Apple at least, it may better help separate the iPhone 15 lineup in general, with most users last year opting for the Pro model phones because of the smaller $100 price gap between the iPhone 15 Plus and the iPhone 15 Pro. This lineup would help separate the normal iPhones and let them stand out a little bit more compared to the Pro phones, and it could lead to better sales on the normal series. However, that may not be the case because analysts are predicting that the iPhone 15 Pro will outsell the iPhone 15 yet again, and the Pro Max will apparently end up being the most popular model because of that bigger screen size and exclusive 6x camera zoom. There's even reports that Apple is facing some production issues on the Pro model, and there could end up being a staggered release or just a smaller amount of Pro iPhones available when they launch. So this is really important. If you want an iPhone on the day they launch, on day one, and you don't want to run into any delays, you need to be ready to pre-order one. Now, Apple's going to announce this at their Wonderlust event on September 12th, and pre-orders will go up that Friday. That's September 15th. And I think that usually takes place around like 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you want to make sure that you're up and you're ready to pre-order these phones. So a pre-order means that you won't get it on the 15th, right? That means you're actually going to get it next Friday, and that should be September 22nd. That is going to be the release date for the iPhone 15 and the iPhone 15 Pro. So when you pre-order it, it'll either ship to your house, or if you set it to pick up in an Apple store, you can go pick it up then. But yeah, that's how you get an iPhone on day one, so you don't have to wait. But basically, that is the new iPhone 15 lineup. That's everything you need to know about the ordering process. So hopefully you found this video helpful before diving into the event and before pre-orders begin. If you did find it helpful, don't forget to leave me a like. If you want to see more from the channel, make sure you're subscribed. We got some exciting iPhone 15 content coming up. You know, it's only a week away at this point. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.